What the is this? 1960-61. This is the most insane logo I've ever seen. I've never seen this in my life. Today we are comparing current NFL logos to their retro ones. We're going to keep score to see how many times we think the current logo is the best version for that specific team. Let me know down in the comments if you like your team's current logo better or one of the previous versions. And while you are down there, hit that like button to help the YouTube algorithm notice us just a little bit more. And let's begin. Also guys, we are now partnered with Underdog Fantasy. You can sign up and use promo code Dallas to receive up to $1,000 in bonus credits and get a free pick. The link is in my description, or like I said, just use Dallas in the promo code section when signing up on the app. This is very exciting. This is our first partnership, so I'm super excited. I'm grateful to Underdog Fantasy, and like I said, link in the description or just use promo code Dallas. And let's get into the video. Okay, we are starting with the Chicago Bears, and right off the rip, what is this? Like 1940 to 1945, this is like clip art. This doesn't even look like the same. I don't even know what this is. I've never seen this logo in my life. But obviously, moving on from that, the Bears logo has always been one of the most iconic logos, the orange C. I am actually very surprised that a couple years ago they moved to an actual bear. It does make me kind of sad because the classic C is one of my favorite logos in the NFL, but the good thing is they did still keep this on their helmets. Having said that, I do like the bear. I like that there's actually a bear represented in their brand now, but you can't leave the classic C. The classic C is too good. Now, can I tell a difference between all these different iterations? Not really. It looks like they maybe changed the color like barely, so I don't know which one is the best. I'll just probably go with the 2002 version, but that is, I think, the best logo that they have right now, even though I do like the current one. I just like this one a little bit better. Moving to the Detroit Lions, we have again one of the most insane logos I've never seen this logo before. I've seen this one before. It looks like a sketch drawing. It's not the greatest. And honestly, the Lions logo is one of my favorite logos in football. And I do like that they've just continuously added a little bit more detail. And I think honestly, right now we're at the sweet spot. I think that their current logo is their best logo of all time. So this is going to be a winner for the current logos right now. I think the Lions logo is great. Then we are moving on to the Green Bay Packers, and I don't know what was going on before 1961. These are all, I mean, I honestly wonder if this is a mistake. This looks so bad. That's how bad this one looks. It looks like it was incorrectly imported into this website. Having said that, we have had this iconic logo since 1980 exactly, actually, so like 45 years now, and I would be surprised if this ever got changed. This is one of the most iconic logos in sports. This is the best one by far. Obviously these three are not taking the cake. I like the yellow better than the no yellow, so this is the best one, and this is just one of those logos where I would be shocked if they ever strayed from this. Then we have the Minnesota Vikings, and literally I feel like I'm getting trolled now. This is like 4 straight teams. The entire NFC North has bizarre original logos. What is that? That looks like a child drew the Vikings logo backwards and then threw it up here. So I cannot confirm or deny if that is accurate. This is just from newarena.com. I did not make this. I no idea. But after that blunder of an experiment of a logo starting in 1966, we have pretty much had the same logo since then, just slight tweaks to the colors. So I do think I'm gonna have to give it to the current logo for the win. And I just like the Vikings brand in general. Like, I think they have some of the best colors in the NFL, and I really like their helmets and I love their logo. Not that 1961 version, but what they have now I really enjoy. Then we have the Atlanta Falcons, and this one is extremely difficult to me because I like all 3 of these logos. And when I look at the middle logo, the 1990 logo, I think that I am just immediately picturing those throwback uniforms that they have with the red helmets. And because of that, I am like a little bit biased towards that logo, but it doesn't have any red in it, so it makes it difficult. But I also like the skinnier shape compared to the way it is now, or since 2003. So I don't know. I wish that the 1990 logo had some red in it, and I wish the 2003 logo was a little bit similar to the shape. I wish you could merge those two, but since we can't, I have to go with the 1990 version. We are going to make this one the winner this time. Those uniforms are too classic, and I just think it looks better. Then the Carolina Panthers, and we are only working with 2 here. This is all we got. I'd love to give these guys more screen time, but I mean, it changed in 2012. It hasn't changed since. The current version's better than the last version, and there's not much we're working with here. I do like the Panthers logo a lot. I think it's really cool. So I will say that, but not a lot to compare to. I think the current one's better. Then the New Orleans Saints. I mean, all of these logos look the exact same, obviously, just different colors. And I like all of them except for the black. I do like the gold that the Saints have, so I don't love that original logo, but the rest of them all look so similar. And I like the color. I honestly like the color of this 2001, but they only kept that for a single season or maybe 2 seasons. So I'm gonna have to just go with the current one and give them credit. They have a good thing going right now. Then we have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and okay, this one's dangerous because the 1976 logo is very recognizable right now. Everyone is obsessed with those creamsicle jerseys that the Bucs throw on sometimes, and this logo is on that helmet. And I am a huge fan of those jerseys. I think they're great, and I think this logo is very cool. However, this is one of those scenarios where I do think that this logo is cool for like special occasion jerseys. I do like when they wear them, but as like the face of your franchise and the front-facing logo of your team, I do actually like the current logo better. I'd be very curious where you guys land on this one though, so you should let me know in the comments, because I think this is going to be a controversial one. Then we have the Arizona Cardinals, and dude, what the f is this? 1960-61. What is this? What is this? This is the most insane logo I've ever seen. I've never seen this in my life. They only kept this for like a year and then moved on to this guy. Same thing, different colors, and added whatever that is. I don't even know what that is. Is that like a... I have no idea what that is. Those are hilarious. Those are hilarious. They're ugly. Very bad. Very bad. The present one I am fine with. I don't love the Cardinals branding that much, but I'm gonna have to give it to this one because prior to that, I mean, that's a tough look, dude. Then we have the LA Rams, and I know I've been vocal about the Rams branding. I think every single logo on here prior to the current one is better. I hate this LA thing. If we're having to pick one of these prior ones, it's probably going to be the 2017 one, just because I think if you want to keep the yellow as part of your team and you don't want to go back to these colors, this is the best case scenario. I also am not a huge fan of when a logo is an actual football helmet. That seems strange, and these just look outdated. So I think 2017 is the best one. This LA is just complete garbage. Then we have the San Francisco 49ers. What is this? 1946 to 1967. They had this logo for 21 years, brother. 21 years the 49ers had this guy. This is insane, dude. That is insane. I don't know what that is. That is unbelievable. Now, this 1968 logo I am obsessed with. I do think it's extremely clean, and I actually like the lettering better than the current one, but I do think the gold adds a lot, and I do like that very much. So I am gonna have to go with the current logo for the San Francisco 49ers. Then we have the Seattle Seahawks, and this is one where I wish we could just smash the two logos together, because the color scheme from the 1976 logo is head and shoulders above the current one. But I do like the shape of the current one better, how it's a little bit thinner and it just looks nicer. But the colorway in the 1976 one is so good, I have to pick it. It's not even a question to me. I can't leave that one on the table. It would be irresponsible at this point. The things you can put together with that, the merch, the jerseys, the helmets, that logo is just so much clean. It's so much cooler. They got to go back, honestly. They got to go back. Then we have the Dallas Cowboys, and sometimes, listen, man, when you get it right, you get it right, and you don't have to mess with it. You'll see later in this video, or actually we've already been over the Bears. They changed their color like 5 times. And later in the video, we go over a couple other teams that have the same logo, but they can't get the color right. Sometimes, listen, we got 3 years of this first one, and then we got 1964. Over 60 years ago, we got this beauty of a logo, an iconic one. And when you get it right, you get it right. And this will never change. I would almost bet my life that this thing will never change. It's a great. So obviously I'm going with the current. Then we have the New York Giants, and this is quite the evolution of logos. This one is tough in a bad way. Actually, all 3 of these are. I don't quite get what just a generic quarterback just hucking a football, I guess. This one, 1975, this is where I think this website might be trolling me. And if I cared enough, I would do a little bit more research than one website. But this looks like a doodle, especially coming from the 1961 version. This looks like they just opened, Microsoft Paint and hurrying through this together. So I actually cannot for sure confirm this is accurate. If it is, that's hilarious, and they only kept it for one season. It's really bad. Now, moving on to the current one versus the last one. I think these two, the 1976 one versus the current one, those two are the best. I'm leaning present though, and I don't know. This one's very close. They're very similar. Obviously, one says New York, one says Giants. It's very close. I'm gonna lean towards the current one for now, and let's go with that one. Then we have the Philadelphia Eagles, and this one is extremely difficult because the colorway in every logo from 1942 up to 1995, I think, is better than the color scheme that they currently have. However, I do think that their current logo is clean. I just don't like the colors as much. So it puts me in a bad spot. I have to choose between pretty much 1987 and the current one. This one's hard. I really like this one a lot. And for some reason, I really like their current one. This is tough. I am actually very torn. So these ones that I'm having a really hard time on, I am very curious what you think. So please comment below what you chose. So far, the ones I've been having a tough time is like the Buccaneers and the Eagles. So let me know what you think between those two. I'm very curious. Gosh, this is hard. Even the 1948 one's cool. The Eagles have some cool stuff. I'll be honest. I think I have to go 1987. And saying that, I'm so unsure. This is like a split vote. I'm going 1987, 51 to 49. I have no idea. I really like both, but 1987 for now. Let's roll with that one. Okay, then we're at the Washington Commanders, and this one's a little dicey. You know, dicey territory here. Their current logo is complete ass. Previous logos have been abandoned for obvious reasons. So touchy subject there. I'm going to have to just default to the present one, even though it's very bad. And we'll kind of move on from this one. Then we're looking at the Miami Dolphins, and this one if you've watched any of my videos, you've probably heard me talk about this one. This is so obvious. The OG Dolphins logo is the best. 1966 to 1973. This is one of my favorite logos ever in any sport. What is this, man? I mean, honestly, how do you go from something as cool as this? First of all, better looking dolphin. Second of all, the helmet, dope. This dolphin is so boring. It is so boring. 1966 wins every single time. I'll be shocked if any of you disagree. The only one that could compete with this original one would probably be, I mean, these are all so similar. I don't mind this. This one can't be beat. This might be the best logo ever. Let me know what you think. I don't know if I'm like unnecessarily excited about this one. I might be alone, but I love this one. So yeah, this is clear. Then we have the Buffalo Bills, and obviously prior to 1970, I mean, what is this? What is this, dude? How is that a logo? That is very interesting. I really like this 1970 logo a lot, but I do think they have a good thing going with the 1974 or the present one, I should say. I'm going with the current logo. I do really like when they wear the helmet with this 1970 logo. Again, I think it's kind of one of those things where it's like, for special occasions, this is so cool to pull out. And the fact that they have this in their back pocket is incredible. But I actually really do like just the classic Bills logo, which they've had since 1974. What was going on before that, I can't speak to. Tough look for them. But yeah, I like the current one. Okay, then we have the New England Patriots, and this is going to be my third team that I'm having a very hard time between, because the 1972 logo, incredible. The helmet that they have with that logo on it is unbelievable. I think that their current logo is one of the best right now in football. I think it's an iconic one. This is similar to the Bucks to me, where it's like, I think that this logo is super cool to have as a throwback, but as a like front-facing logo to just have on everything, I think their logo is cool. I think it's unique, and I think it represents their team well. So I'm actually really happy with their current one, although their throwback is one of my favorite throwbacks ever. They're just lucky to have two great options. I'm going with the current one. Let me know in the comments what you chose. Then we have the New York Jets, and honestly tough, man. I mean, not a lot of good options here. The current logo is extremely boring and way too modern, and just not a big fan. I think we have to go to this 1998 version or 1967. Probably 1967 because the colors are better. I think that's what I'm rocking with. The 1967 Jets logo, very similar to now. They haven't really changed anything. They're all not great, but I think this one's definitely the best. The current one is just, that's just not good. Not good at all. But yeah, 1967 for the Jets. Then we have the Baltimore Ravens, another team that really didn't need to do much. They got it right in 1999, and they haven't strayed since. The original logo is fine. The present logo is obviously much better. I'm going to rock with that one. I think it's great. I don't really have a lot to say about that. Again, it's hard to hard to judge. There's not a lot to compare it to. They got it right the first time, and I really am a fan of it. Then we have the Cincinnati Bengals. Dude, some of these old logos are cracking me up. This tiger, I'll zoom in the video so you can see it. He's looking back like this guy stole something. His helmet came off his head, and he's in color, but the football is in black and white. This is a crazy logo, and it only lasted 1 year. But this man's eyes looks like he is terrified. He doesn't look intimidating at all. This logo, 1997, you might be scared of that Bengal right there. That 1968 one, he's scared of you for sure. So I can see why it didn't last very long. Also, I mean, it's just fun. It just doesn't look that good. Moving on though, like I said, I don't like helmets for logos. I do like the B logo. I think it's cool with the stripes. My personal opinion is they got stripes everywhere. They got the stripes on the helmet. They got the stripes on the uniforms. Let's bring a real Bengal tiger into this thing. Let's get this 1997 logo back. Let's have that be your main logo. You don't have to change your helmets, your jerseys, or anything. Let's put the Bengal somewhere. And let's get rid of just a B. It's close. I don't mind the B. I don't think it's bad. I think the tiger is cooler. So I'm going with the 1997 2003 Bengals logo with this guy right here. I think it's cool. Then we have the Cleveland Browns, and I got to be completely honest, the only team that I did external research out of what I'm looking at right here, recording right here, was the Browns, because I saw this elf, and I did a little bit of half-ass internet research, shout out Bill Simmons, where this elf came from. In the 5-minute span that I did that, I found out nothing. I don't remember what I read, nor did I really understand it. I'm not sure how they are affiliated with an elf, but this is pretty bleak right here, what we're looking at, because it's 5 helmets as the logo without a logo on them, because the helmet is the logo. So there's not a lot to look at there, and all they did was just change the color a bit and modernize the helmet every time. So we got an orange helmet or an elf that we're not sure where he came from. If I have to pick, I'm rocking with the elf because it's funny, kind of cool. I like when it's on the field. I think I'm really not sure on this one. I don't know where I stand, but I think I'm gonna rock with the elf, because the current logo, I can't feel good about picking that. You know what I mean? It's just, there's not a lot going on. And I actually like the Browns helmets and their uniforms, but as a logo, can it be an elf though? Can a team name the Browns be the Elves? I don't know, man. This is very hard. I'm running with the elf. I feel very uncomfortable about it though. So let's move on. Then we have the Pittsburgh Steelers, and this is a no-brainer. Steelers logo is classic. I'm not sure what the difference is between these two at the bottom right here. Current one's the best. Prior to that, these are really bad. Those don't look like football logos at all. So those are out. Current logo is awesome. It always has been, always will be. I would be shocked if this ever changed. It's too iconic now. So current one for the Steelers. Then we have the Houston Texans, and this is what we got. So this is their only logo ever. So I'm picking the current one. That's all I'm, default choice here. Do I love this one? Not a lot, but it's what we got here. So current logo for the Texans. Then we have the Indianapolis Colts, and listen, look at this. I mean, since 1979, it's been the same logo, but they just changed colors a tad. It is important to note. So like in this 1961 logo, even though that was their logo, they still had the horseshoe on the helmet. And so because of that, I'm kind of leaning the 1961 version, because the Colt, I think you could still implement. It's kind of like the Vikings. Like they got the dope Viking as the logo, but they just have the horn on the helmet. I think that's cool. And I think the 1961 logo would be cool as the logo, but you keep the horseshoe on the helmet. I think that's pretty cool. 2 for 1. So if there's any scenario like that where you can kind of steal both, I'm going to do that. I'm taking the 1961 logo. I'm going to make the executive decision to keep the horseshoe on the helmet, and maybe we'll tweak the blue hue in the horseshoe one more time just for kicks and giggles. What a nightmare, right? Because every time you change the hue slightly, isn't that just a massive like dollar cost to like rebrand everything in the organization when it doesn't even look that different? I'd be very interested to find out the strategy behind that. But yeah, 1961. Then we have the Jacksonville Jaguars, and I like all three of these logos. I do think the current one is a little bit better. I like the white on the bottom. I think it makes it more visible, obviously, especially here because we have a black background. But I just think that their logo looks cooler. Their logo is one of my favorite logos in football. I don't like their uniforms, but I do really like their logo, and I think it looks cool in their helmet. I think they use the green too much in their jerseys, and I think they could fix that. But yeah, I'll go current one on here. Obviously, it's not that different. And I really like the Jags. I like their stuff. Then we have the Tennessee Titans. And now we're getting into a territory where, you know, if I pick the Oilers logo, it's like, does that mean... Obviously, I think we have to rebrand the entire team back to the Oilers because it's not just a different logo. It's a completely different team. And that's obviously what we're going to do, because if any of you picked the current Titans logo over the Oilers logo, first of all, you might need to be arrested. Second of all, let me know in the comments because I want to block you. Just kidding. But Titans logo is not good. Listen, and the Oilers is one of the coolest logos of all time, and that they have the cleanest uniforms, I think, ever. So we're going back to the Oilers. Again, if you're a Titans fan, I respect you. That's off to you. If you like that logo, I'd be surprised. It's not for me. So Oilers all the way, and that's the most obvious pick of the day. Then we have the Denver Broncos, and look at this 1960 logo, bro. This looks like the Wyoming football team, their colorway. This is just funny. Some of these logos, man, are hilarious. Look at that donkey smile, bro. That man's happy to be here. But I think that most people agree this is one of the coolest logos, and I do wonder what the organization thinks. Like, I wonder if they would ever go back to it, because this is awesome. And they just barely started wearing those helmets again. They have a new uniform with this logo and those helmets. I just think it's clean, and I don't mind their current one, but I just think this is far and away better. And I also like the colors better. I think the blue is better. So I'm going with the 1970 Broncos logo for sure. Then we have the Kansas City Chiefs, and I mean, it's kind of looking like they made the right move, right, in 1972 to move to the current one. They haven't strayed since. Yeah, we're rocking with the current one. So I'm a fan, and I mean, the fact that they haven't changed once is kind of crazy. Not even a color tweak like all these other teams. So I like the Chiefs current one. Okay, then we have the Las Vegas Raiders. Now, this 1960 logo is downright atrocious. 1963 logo they only had for 1 year. So 1964 they figured it out. This is a very, very clean logo. I love the Raiders logo. I love their branding. I like their uniforms. I think they got a lot of good stuff going for them. I'm gonna rock with the current one, just because, I mean, this doesn't even count really. It was only there for a year, and this is really bad. So they figured it out early, and it's been here for a very long time. Then we have the Los Angeles Chargers, and I do really like the Chargers brand in general. I think the 2002 logo is the best one. I like this blue color better than the current blue that they have. I also like the white, and I like the thinness of the yellow border versus how thick this blue border is now. I just think this logo is better, and it reminds me of LaDainian Tomlinson. I'm rocking with the 2002 Chargers logo. Okay, that is all 32 NFL logos. Please let me know in the comments. I genuinely am so curious what you thought, specifically of your own team, and then like the teams that I was struggling with, or if you think I had an atrocious pick. I would love to hear your opinion in the comment section. Again, while you're down there, hit that like button if you want to. It does help us a lot. I appreciate you guys so much for watching. Thank you for coming back. We've put out I don't know, 9-10 videos now in the past couple months, 6 weeks, 7 weeks, whatever. We're trying to get more consistent, so I appreciate you guys watching. If you want to subscribe to follow along for future videos, I would greatly appreciate it. And if you want to go check out all my other videos, why I love or hate your NFL team, my favorite player on your NFL team, etc. Also a couple NBA videos, go check those out on my channel. I appreciate you guys seriously very much for watching. I'll catch you guys in the next one.